Have you ever been so overwhelmed by your emotions that you found yourself yelling or screaming at someone, or throwing something, or feeling like you just can't keep it together? Or maybe you're so overwhelmed that you have to run and leave entirely, or feel like you're going to explode or implode. If so, then keep watching and I'll talk you through a skill that might help called self-soothing. The main aim with the skill of self-soothing is that we bring down the intensity of our emotions through connecting mindfully to each of our 5 senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. The aim of self-soothing is to get yourself back to feeling like you can cope, like your brain has calmed down enough to be able to think rationally, and essentially, in layman's terms, like you can get it together. If you try one of the activities and it doesn't help you feel calmer and more able to cope, then don't give up. Try a different one and see what works better for you. We're all different, and what works for some people may not work for you. So please be open to giving different things a go. And also, like anything else, the more you practice, the more natural you'll become at it. So now let's give it a go, starting with the sense of sight. So you might like to go outside or look through your window and see the landscape around you. See the trees, watch the leaves sway and blow in the wind. Really take the scene in. See the colours, the textures. Are there lots of leaves, or are they falling? What colours can you see? What types of trees might there be? Can you see through the trees? Are they tall? Are they battling for space or standing alone? Really notice the scene and the trees and the leaves, and notice yourself starting to feel calmer. You might just look up at the sky, or perhaps the sun behind the clouds, or the moon and the stars. If you're inside, you might look at photos that you have on your phone, scrolling through until you see your favourite pictures of a beloved pet, or a friend, or a family member, or just a picture that you think is really beautiful that might remind you of a positive experience. And just like the trees, we're just noticing and paying attention to the details. You might also like to watch a movie that has amazing visual effects, or a screensaver, or perhaps flick through your phone at beautiful scenery. You may even like to create your own picture through painting or drawing. Alternatively, you might be able to even look around the space that you're in and see the beauty in the ordinary objects that surround you. Remember, we're simply trying to find something pleasing to look at that will relax you. Now, turning to the sense of sound. Listen to your favourite music that usually makes you feel relaxed, or any sound that comforts you. Some may even find the sound of complete silence the most soothing. When listening to music, you might choose to isolate your focus just on one instrument that's being played. What can you hear about what's being played? How many instruments are there? Perhaps you can notice the type of voice or voices that you can hear. How would you describe them? Are they beautiful to listen to? How does listening to this music make you feel in your body? Some people also like listening to white noise. You can even Google white noise on YouTube and listen to it there. Some feel comforted hearing the sound of everyday objects whirring away in the background, like the washing machine or dishwasher, or even the sound of water running through a tap. You could also find a spot to sit or stand and close your eyes and be still and hear what's happening in your environment. Listen for new sounds that you didn't know were there. Perhaps listen out for patterns and rhythms and sounds that you've never heard before. You may also choose to go outside and take in the sounds of the outside world, like the birds and the cars, planes and trucks, and people passing you by. Again, the name of the game with this task is to find something pleasing to listen to that soothes you. Now, turning to the sense of smell. You might like to first inhale and see if you can notice any smells where you are that are pleasing to you. Otherwise, you may choose to create some smells that you know you love, or that you find soothes and grounds you. You may choose to go outside and take in the smell of the plants and the flowers, trees, or the fog or the rain, or even just the fresh air. If you're comfortable, you might close your eyes and allow yourself to focus purely on the smells that are around you, noticing the different things you can smell. How would you describe that smell to someone? What do you love about the smell, and how is it making you feel in your body? If you're inside, you might put on a spray in your room, your favourite fragrance. You may smell your freshly cleaned laundry, or you might focus on the smell of cooking or baking that you've been doing. You may also light your favourite candle or incense, or simply smell it just as it is. You may put on your favourite hand or body cream, or wash your hands and really smell the hand wash as you do so. Remembering that pleasant smells can have a really soothing and relaxing effect, and finding things that help us do that is what we're looking for. So now we turn to the sense of taste. When we self-soothe through the sense of taste, we want to taste and enjoy each bite of food or every sip of a drink. You might like to make yourself a cup of tea or coffee or hot chocolate, or pour yourself some juice. And then as you drink, taking in every sip and mouthful with full attention by focusing on all the tastes that you're picking up. You might sense how hot or cold it is, noticing is it milky or spicy, sour, bitter or sweet? Is it fizzy? What do you love about the flavors that you're tasting? How does it make you feel in your body as the liquid travels down into your belly? You may also choose to eat some of your favorite foods, like ice cream or chocolate or a piece of fruit, or a meal or anything that you love the taste of. And as with drinking, eating them mindfully and focusing on the smell of taste. You could also eat a lolly or chew some gum, all the while you're focusing on the pleasurable sensations, how it is helping to soothe you and calm you. And now turning to our final sense of touch. Now, if you happen to have a pet, you might like to cuddle and stroke the fur of your dog or your cat, or have it sit next to you or in your lap. As you do this, really focus on the sensation of touch, feeling the hair of your pet, noticing the texture. Is it soft and fluffy, or is it more coarse and spiky? Is it warm or cool to touch? How does your hand feel as you pat and stroke the fur? Do you notice any calm sensation coming over your body? Now, if you don't have a pet, then one of my other favorites is finding a cushion that's super fluffy and stroking it and noticing the designs your fingers and palms may make. Or perhaps laying under a soft blanket or doona and feeling the sensation of your skin and fingers and hands or face as you cuddle it. You may also go to your bathroom or kitchen or laundry sink and run cold water or warm water over your hands or splash the water onto your face. You might even wish to have a shower or take a bath and notice the sensation of water on your body and skin. You may even just put your hands on your kitchen bench and notice its temperature. Is it smooth? Is it cool? You might like to put some of your favorite body cream or face cream on, or give yourself a soothing hand or arm massage. Remembering that with this one, the name of the game is finding a soothing and relaxing touch sense. So now that we've gone through some of the ways that we can practice self-soothing, it might be helpful for you to jot down a couple of ideas and experiences within each of the 5 senses that you found particularly soothing, so that you can return back to these in times of need. This set of self-soothing exercise is within the distress tolerance skills that are a part of dialectical behaviour therapy, or DBT, which is a treatment approach that psychologists often use for when we want to improve the way in which we manage our emotions, make decisions related to our lives, and communicate with the people around us. If you found any of this helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Helpful that all humans should learn how to do. Acting mindfully. Okay, now it's because I'm slow. Because I'm trying to make it. Now, turning to the sense